and welcome to Tuesday's morning message. Please bear in mind that time is fluid as always. These messages can occur at any time. I just see what it is we need to hear for today. Now, I am going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck to begin with, and the tarot deck I'm going to use is the Third Eye Tarot, which is this one. If I use any other decks, I will let you guys know as I go. So, let us begin. Okay. We have breathe and come to the edge. So you're being guided to take a bit of a leap of faith in a moment, but not just yet. Perhaps you have been busy, maybe taking some time, getting ready for you to take this kind of like jump into this next chapter. We're going to see all about what it is that you are kind of being initiated into. Whenever the come to the edge cards comes up, it's like you're being pulled in a new direction. Your guides are trying to encourage you to do something or to seek something here. So we're going to see what that's about. But I do feel that a time of you maybe just going about your day to day, perhaps feeling a little bit bored or discontent, that seems to be changing. You're very soon going to have like a new idea or a new project to be working on. So let's see what it is that you're coming to the edge for. Page of Swords. This is a new idea that you have. The breathe cards could be telling you that perhaps you've been, getting ideas about something whilst you've been meditating or dreaming, whilst you've just been relaxing. Perhaps you had a bit of a breakthrough here where you suddenly had some kind of clarity or you understood what it is you want to do next. The Page of Swords is all about learning. It's about, like I said, breakthroughs, but it's like taking those ideas and making something happen. So you've clearly had a very wonderful thought. You have something here which could very well start to bring in some money. It could just bring about a lot of change. I do feel a lot of you are leaving kind of like an ordinary job to do something a little bit more different. So perhaps you're leaving your 9 to 5 and you're maybe doing something which you've always wanted to do, kind of exploring a passion here. So I want to see all about what your idea is. Five of Swords. So you basically had this thought that you want to leave something behind right now. This is about choosing a new direction. It's about that change in the wind, like I said, where you're leaving behind something ordinary or something boring and going after something new. A lot of you have realized there's cracks in the foundation. So whatever it is that you've been building or creating, whatever you've been doing lately, you're realizing, do you know what, this seems a little bit flawed. This isn't really what I want to be doing. I want to be doing something, much bigger. I want to be doing something more creative, something which I'm more passionate about. So it's like you're realizing that what you were working on just doesn't seem to have all the right components for you. It's not going to fulfill you, and you're very aware of that. So instead, you're choosing to leave the ordinary behind so that you can explore something extraordinary. You're moving in a completely new direction here, and this does seem like a bit of a risk. But you know what? This risk is going to pay off, because if there's cracks in the foundation, that's really kind of confirming that, yeah, this isn't going to last long term. This isn't what you want to do long term. So if you feel or see those cracks, you know that it's time, to move and to try and find a different foundation. But you can take a lot of what you've learned. I feel you've learned some very valuable lessons. You've kind of like learned a lot in this like old situation, and now you're moving forwards, taking the skills that you've developed and using those skills to create a new foundation for yourself. Yeah, we have the moon. So this eclipse season might be very intense. It might be that throughout the eclipse season, you're just feeling like, you know what, I need to do something different. I need to break out the box. I need to do something which brings about more healing for me. You know, you're putting yourself first. And I always love to see that in my readings. I love when, you know, you guys are clearly focusing more on yourself and what fulfills you, and less about what society thinks or what, you know, doing things for like another person. So the focus right now is all about you and what is going to make you happy. You definitely need to continue with like a meditation practice. If you don't do that already, then I would advise you to start one, because the Breathe card is saying that because you're going through such a changing time right now, you have to give yourself time out. You have to give yourself time to relax, time to breathe and chill, because if you don't, then this could be a little bit stressful. Change is always you know, like a heightened time. There's lots of activity, lots of emotions which are brought up. So just make sure you are creating that time to relax. Now, the moon is telling me that you might be a little bit worried about this change as well. So there could be some fears about the transition which you're going through, about maybe leaving behind this ordinary 9 to 5 or something. You know, you're a little bit scared. Am I making the right decision? Am I ready for this? Is this going to be good for me? So I do see that you have some concerns here, but let's look a bit more into what these concerns are. So what are the fears that you have right now? Knight of Cups, King of Swords. You're questioning whether you're acting from maybe an emotional place. You're saying, look, my fear right now is that I'm making an emotional and not a logical decision. So whatever you're thinking about diving into or changing in your life, you know, you're scared that maybe you're not using like your head enough. You know, you're scared that maybe you're just following your heart and there's not actually like a secure path or plan here. But I do feel that this is just a fear. Like, you actually appear very balanced. You know, I feel like actually you've had a great idea and you're ready to follow through on this, because it is something which you want to do. It's something which you're passionate about. But at the same time, I do feel like you thought this through. I feel like you've actually thought this through in quite a lot of detail. This is not a rushed decision. And if you do feel like you're rushing, then perhaps that's why the Breathe card came out. Maybe it's saying, look, you don't need to rush. You can take your time with this decision. You really don't need to rush. You know, you're questioning your judgment, basically. And this King of Swords, I actually feel you're making a really good and balanced decision. You know, you actually are balancing your head and your heart, and you're doing what feels right for you. You know, you're leaving behind, like I said, a situation which just doesn't feel great. And you're moving towards something which actually feels better. We never know what the outcome's going to be before we do something. You know, we just don't. But we have to do what it is we feel guided towards, what we feel kind of Spirit's pulling us towards. And the Come to the Edge card is saying, like, Spirit is guiding you in this direction. You are being pulled towards this for a reason. So don't kind of question your judgment so much. Instead, focus on staying balanced. And if you know that you are balanced within, then you also know that you're making a balanced decision because you're doing it from a grounded place. Yeah, look, Ace of Swords. This is success. This is the breakthrough that you've been waiting for. It's something which is honestly a wonderful idea that you've had. I'm shown very clearly this cuts away the ropes which have been restricting you. So if you feel like something's been kind of keeping you stuck, then this is going to free you from that. It's going to unstuck you. I don't even think that makes sense. But you guys get what I'm saying. So anything that's been feeling really restrictive in your life, you're going to be moving away from that. You're going to be seizing this opportunity. And this idea is worth following through. It actually feels this is going to lead you towards some kind of success here. It's going to lead you towards basically more victory and a lot of recognition. You're going to feel more empowered as a result of taking this leap of faith, because what you're doing is you're taking matters into your own hands. The Death card. This is 1,000,000% about letting something go and walking away from something so that you can feel free. And I feel that actually you're going to be feeling lighter, feeling kind of more pure as well. This is going to connect you a lot more with like your inner child, because what you're doing is you are listening to your inner child when you make this decision, because you're saying, look, this is what you want to do. I know it is. And I'm going to listen to your voice and I'm going to do this with you. You know, so it's going to bring you back into like a very aligned place. Guys, I'm actually going to go into an extended with this, because I'm going to get my life purpose cards out and we're going to look a lot more into what this is kind of like next chapter for you in your career and stuff, because this really feels like it's a decision around leaving behind the ordinary. So we're going to look into like a life purpose reading next in the extended. So if you want to watch the life purpose reading and get some more guidance basically from your universe about following your purpose, about leaving this behind and what the next chapter holds, then make sure you check out the extended on Sacred Space. Details of how to do that are on the next part of this video, and the links are in the description box below. Keep watching for a sneak preview of the reading in the extended. I hope to see you guys over there. If not, I'll see you back here later today for our daily love reading and tomorrow for our next morning message. For the extended version, visit www.sacredspace.co.uk. Click on the Spirit section at the top of the page and find the video that you want to purchase. You can also filter by category and choose Extended. Click Purchase to buy this individual video, or sign up to the Evolved tier for full access to the Sacred Space site. We have the 10 of Cups. So what you're doing is you're leaving behind the norm in your search for happiness. And this is what your ancestors